guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Kazzy here. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you the haul that I mentioned in my book depository haul, and this is the one for Waterstones. Waterstones is pretty much a guarantee for me anytime I go to Belfast. If I don't go to Waterstones, is it even a trip to Belfast? And Waterstones is a place where 4, 5, maybe 6 books happen to just land in my arms whenever I'm in there. I have no idea how it happens, but it happens. Over the last couple of months I've been doing a little bit of damage in Waterstones, collecting quite a few books, and you might have seen a few of them in my wrap-up videos, and I just haven't got around to hauling them for whatever reason. So that's what I'm going to do today. I've got a lot of books to go through, and yeah, I'm just fixing my sleeve because it's just like not sitting right. So we've got a lot of books to show and talk about, so let's just dive on in. These are in no particular order because I can't remember really the order that I bought them in, except for a few of them because they were with a gift card that I got for Christmas. So let's just go. There are 4 books that I want to get out of the way quickly because they don't need a lot of introduction, and I probably don't need to explain them to you, so get these out of the way because this is going to be a long ass video. The first 4 that I have to show you are A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I wanted this cover because just look at it. It's pretty and it's blue and it's just very Christmassy and I love it. I also got A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. That's probably the first time in a long while that I've actually been able to say her freaking name without getting tongue-tied. So, A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Had to concentrate a little bit there. I also picked up Anne of Green Gables by Ella Montgomery because I've heard so much about this book, and I kind of figured, you know, it's about time that I read it. I'd never heard of it when I was growing up. That's what you get when, you know, the book is set in Canada and you live in Northern Ireland. And it's also another book mentioned in You've Got Mail, one of my favourite movies of all time. And just stay tuned because another one of those books is going to be coming up in a little while. Anne of Green Gables, mentioned in You've Got Mail, one of my favourite movies. Had to pick it up. And also Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and there are a couple of reasons why I wanted to pick this book up, aside from the fact that it's really about time that I read it. Kirsten Dunst was in a adaptation of it, and so was Katharine Hepburn, and I think they played the same character of Jo, so we will see how this goes when I eventually pick it up. Another book that needs no introduction, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is the new paperback edition that came out. I actually have the UK cover in both paperback and hardback because over here we don't do paperback releases. We don't do 2 different designs for them. One shop just gets paperback, one shop gets hardback. It's like a flip of the coin to see which one gets what. And I love that book so much that it was a no-brainer that I was going to be getting the new cover that came out. It is gorgeous. It's so blue and gold, and it has moths all around it, and if you've read the book you will know why moths are so important. I am going to be rereading this at some point because Muse of Nightmares is coming out soon, and I think soon is like in 6 months. I'm counting down. That aforementioned second book from You've Got Mail that I bought is Ballet Shoes by Noel Streatfeild. If you've never watched You've Got Mail, it is one of my favourite movies of all time, featuring the talents of Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. It is amazing. In it, Ballet Shoes is mentioned by Meg Ryan's character Kathleen. A woman is asking one of the employees about the shoe books, and he has no idea what she's talking about, who's the author. He pretty much asked, the woman doesn't know, and so Kathleen knows, and she says Noel Streatfeild. Noel Streatfeild wrote ballet shoes and theatre shoes and dancing shoes and skating shoes. So I decided to pick this one up, and also because Amelia Fox stars in a BBC adaptation with Emma Watson. I think most people probably watched it for Emma Watson, but I watched it for Amelia Fox, who plays Sylvia. I picked this one up. It's pretty much all about these 3 orphans. They end up going to a theatre school for kids. Pauline becomes an actress. Petrova can care less about singing, dancing or acting. She just wants to play around with cars. And Posey, she loves ballet because she is the daughter of a ballerina, and she was left with ballet shoes, and so that's why I picked this one up, and I love it so much. I also picked up Shockaholic by Carrie Fisher. I know whatever way I say Shockaholic it sounds like Chocoholic, but that's just a Northern Irish accent for you. Shockaholic by Carrie Fisher. This is her documentation of having electroshock therapy and her relationship with her father. I love Carrie Fisher so much. I was literally heartbroken when she passed away. I was actually reading The Princess Diarists when my mum came in and told me that she had passed away. And so I'm like slowly going back through her catalogue and reading all of her books. It's great, and I love seeing all these photographs in them and hearing stories about Debbie Reynolds, which I was heartbroken about. I actually have Will and Grace on the TV above me, and Debbie Reynolds was in one of the episodes that was on today. Along the vein of Carrie Fisher, I picked up Star Wars Bloodline by Claudia Gray. This story really follows Leia when she is a senator and there's the rebellion going on, and it pretty much sets the scene for the First Order coming in the Force Awakens. It's set, I think, a couple of years before the Force Awakens. I don't know how many years before it does, but this is an amazing book. If you love Leia, if you wanted more from Leia from the original trilogy, I suggest you pick this book up because she is seriously kick-ass. There's an epic cameo with Han Solo. Really, really epic. I literally like near fist pumped the air and screamed when he appeared, and good thing I didn't because it was 1:30 in the morning when that happened. So one of my resolutions in 2018 was to read more classics, and so I picked up Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I have really no idea what this book is really about. I just decided to pick it up. I went for the Penguin English Library edition. There was a gorgeous, absolutely stunning edition in Waterstones that I wanted to get. The font's not too bad. It's not bad, so hopefully I'll be getting to this sometime this year because it's part of my resolutions. As I said, no idea what it's about. Okay, Jane Eyre is a novel of naked emotional power. It's a story of a defiant, fiercely intelligent woman who refuses to accept her appointed place in society and instead finds love on her own terms. Has become famous as one of the greatest romances ever written, but is also a brooding gothic mystery, a profound depiction of character, and a transformative work of the imagination. Okay, I'm on board. I also picked up Wicked by Gregory Maguire. This is the novel that the musical Wicked is based upon, and I love The Wizard of Oz. I love Wicked so much. So I decided to pick up the novelization of Wicked just to see if it would give me anything else that the musical was missing. And I have to say, your book nerd Zoe kind of enticed me to read this, but she had the most gorgeous edition, so I just got this one. I also picked up The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. This is based on a true story about a man who was the tattooist of Auschwitz and how he fell in love with one of the women who was in one of the concentration camps, and he had the dubious task of having to tattoo a number on her arm. So it became a story of how he wanted to protect her and make sure that they survived Auschwitz and Birkenau, and I just wanted to read this book, and I have read this book. Watch my March wrap up to hear my opinions on this. It is a very good book. I really enjoyed it. Heather Morris did an amazing job with such a delicate and heart-rendering story. Now for a bit of a random one. I wasn't kind of wanting to get this, but I had thought about getting it actually. I saw it on Amazon. I was like thinking, okay, I might get that at some point. But then when I went into Waterstones and I saw there was a signed copy, I decided to get Sail Away by Celia Imrie. If you don't know who Celia Imrie is, she is an English actress, and I think that she is so funny. And she's probably in a lot of things that you might not have noticed. As I said, it is signed by her, actually physically signed, and I thought this one might be a good kind of read for when I go on holiday later in the year because I'm going on a cruise again. One character, Susie Marshall, the phone hasn't rung in months, so when her agent offers her the prom role of Lady Bracknell in The Importance of Being Earnest in Zurich, it seems like a godsend. Until it is, the play is abruptly cancelled in suspicious circumstances, and Susie is forced to take a job on a cruise ship to get home. Meanwhile, Amanda Herbert finds herself homeless in rainy Clapham. Her flat purchase has fallen through, and her children are absorbed in their own dramas. Then she spots an advertisement for an Atlantic cruise and realizes 3 weeks on board would tide her over and save her money until the crisis is resolved. As the two women set sail, each on a new adventure, neither can possibly predict the strange characters and dodgy dealings they will encounter, nor the unexpected rewards they will reap. This just sounds like so much fun, and like just like a kind of like goofy kind of comedy. I think I will probably enjoy this and probably take it with me on the cruise. I wonder what it's like underneath the dust jacket. Is it red? Just red? Yeah, it's just red underneath the dust jacket, but I think I'll probably enjoy this, and I'll probably be reading this around September time. So I just got it early, like, you know. Another repurchase that I got was A Darker Shade of Magic. This is the collector's edition. This is exclusive, and it's A Dark Shade of Magic by Victoria Schwab, V.E. Schwab, and this is just a gorgeous edition. Like, this is the normal edition, this is the collector's edition, this is gorgeous. This is alright. Just like look at what happens when you open up the dust jacket. Well, the page ends, they are gorgeous, right? And yes, then the pièce de résistance, when you take off the dust jacket and open it up. Ugh, if I can open it up, Jesus. Look! You get all the characters. If this was not an enticement to actually finally read A Dark Shade of Magic after hearing about it for the guts of a year on BookTube, then I don't know what is. This is absolutely stunning. I also got Winter Song by S.J. Jones. People describe this as a labyrinth retelling, and that's all I need to know. I literally saw Liesl has heard tales of the beautiful dangerous Goblin King. He's right there. That's Jareth right there. He fell. Oh, Wormy! Speaking of labyrinth, Wormy just fell. Because my fat head fell again because I'm clumsy. So this is a labyrinth retelling, and so I just got it. I also got Wolf by Ryan Grodin. I read Invictus by Ryan Grodin last year and absolutely loved it. That was one of the best science fiction time traveling books that I've read. This is pretty much a story of what if the Nazis won World War II. That's all I need to know. And then I think the character is a shapeshifter. Yeah, Germany 1956, over 10 years since the Nazis won the war. 17-year-old Yale is part of the resistance and she has one mission: to kill Hitler. But first she's got to get close enough to do it. I think this Yale character can change into a wolf. But yeah, basically, I was like just fascinated by the concept. What if Nazis won the war? Also got The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. This is pretty much like Practical Magic meets Focus Pocus. I think people have been saying that. I don't think it is. But these three sisters were sentenced to death for witchery and drowned in water surrounding the town. Now each summer the sisters return, stealing the bodies of 3 girls and seeking revenge by dragging boys to their watery grave. Sounds interesting. I think Heather at Book Bowls absolutely adored this, so I kind of wanted to pick it up. I know the UK cover is a lot different to the US one, and I don't know which one I prefer. I kind of like love this one so much because it's like so much more vivid and it has like more of the water theme going on the front, but anything to do with witches, witchcraft, witch revenge, yes please. And the last book that I have to share with you on this Waterstones book haul, because it's the last one that I actually kind of remember that I bought in Waterstones and I haven't shown you guys, and that is The Fandom by Anna Day. If you watched my February wrap up, I read this in February, and this is basically what would happen if you ended up in your favorite fandom and killed the main character within like 5 minutes of being there. What would you do? In this story, Violet and her friends end up somehow in their favorite fandom, the Gallows Dance. The beautiful thing about this is that this author wrote this from a competition winner's idea. The big idea competition. The winner of the big idea competition wanted this idea to come to life, and so Anna Day was the author entrusted with it. I think she did a fabulous job. I absolutely adored this book. I think I gave it 4 stars or something like that. I can't really remember. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Fandom. Yeah, 4.5. Whew, that was a bit of a while getting that. I love that Violet and her friends found out more than what the page was telling them, because like, you know, wherever the author's eye is in a book, that's all you see. You don't really see what's kind of to the left of their eye or to the right or to in the farther distance, and so they find out a lot more than what they bargained for in the Gallows Dance. They take part in it and they see it through to the end. It's just a fabulous read. I absolutely adored it. I found it was so unique, and it really made you think about what you would possibly do if you ended up inside your fandoms. And just look, I'm kind of distracted in the viewfinder. It just looks so freaking cool. And I saw this on Waterstones website as a recommendation, and I was like, that sounds interesting. And I thought about it, and then when I went into the store, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it. So there you have it, guys. Those are all the books that I bought recently in Waterstones. Well, not so recently. This is like over the past, we're now in April, 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Yeah, wow. That was quite a lot of books to get in 4 months, but yeah. And the thing is, I'm actually going to Manchester next week, and Manchester has the biggest Waterstones in the UK. Yes, 3 floors of books. I am going to go a little bit crazy, but I'm hoping to like be a bit more calm and mature, and you know, the mature adult that I am. There'll probably be a haul from that trip, so good thing I got this one out kind of now, or else it might have been like twice as long. But let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of these books that I just hauled. Do you want to read any of them? Do any of them sound enticing to you? Particularly like the Fandom or the Wicked Deep? And I'm only holding these 2 up because those are the ones sitting closest to me, because they were the last 2 that I talked about. So if you have a wonderful day, and if you want to click subscribe down below, that would really make my day, and I will see you in my next video.